to our channel. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Snicky. Yes, let's do it again.
Hello and welcome to our channel. I'm Rachel.
I'm Nikki and we're the Stitch Sisters.
In this video, we're going to give you a quick overview of all of the lovely things that you can go and make using our Stitch Sisters online classes. Now, we know lots of you have heard about the classes and we've had a couple of requests for people to be able to see the items in a bit more detail, not just on a picture.
Yes, with close-ups and details and things like that.
So we thought we'd get all our samples out and we will talk you through how we made them and what the different features of each one is and how you can learn that yourself in the online class that goes with it.
So first up, we've got the boho button bag.
Ooh.
And this bag was designed by the lovely Rachel.
Yeah.
She wanted something that was slouchy and that had a bit like a TARDIS. It had more room on the inside than it looked on the outside.
Yes.
Because they are very roomy.
They are, they're quite deep. So the base on them is a good size, but I needed that sort of medium-sized bag that's not a large tote where everything's swimming around and you're fishing around to find everything, but is also a little bit bigger than the bags that I have that are maybe just a crossbody bag that you can literally just fit in your wallet and your keys and that's it.
Yeah.
So I wanted something a little bit roomier than that.
Yes.
And obviously so called the boho button bag because we think it's quite a boho look, the shape of it. And this flap here is the perfect place to showcase a large button. So I had a brooch on here before. It's already been switched for a button.
Yes.
I just happened to have one that was just the right colour in my stash. But it's only a couple of hand stitches because it's actually a magnetic clasp.
Yeah.
So the button is just for decoration, which is why you don't even need it, as you can see.
No, I've not bothered putting one on.
And lots of people that have made them already haven't put one on theirs either. So that's purely optional because obviously the clasp still works perfectly well without it. It's fully lined, so if I show you inside, it's fully lined and it has a facing that goes into a lining. There's a small patch pocket in there which is just big enough to fit even the largest of iPhones.
Yes.
Or your keys or your lipstick or that thing that's always tricky to get hold of. And that's it. It's quite a simple construction.
It's got these great little pleats on the front and on the back.
Yeah.
So that gives it a bit more detail and gives it that lovely rounded shape that you've got here. And the handle is a very long handle. Even for me, it's long. I'll pop up and I'm going to put it on over my shoulder. So it goes over the shoulder.
Yeah.
But you can make that any length that you wanted. And I think it would be really cute as just a small strap, like that kind of size as well.
Yes.
And then it would be a shoulder bag.
We have had a couple of people do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, shoulder bag would be great too. But I quite like this extra long, makes it more slouchy.
Yeah.
And it's a really good height to get your hand in.
Yes.
To find everything.
Perfect.
So there you go, the boho button bag.
Boho button bag. That's the first one.
So next up we have these Quilt As You Go fabric baskets. And they are made, these samples are made in some beautiful art gallery fabrics that are all perfectly coordinated. But the idea behind them was that they could be scrappy, wasn't it?
Absolutely, because you've all got scraps at home, you've all got cotton bits and little bits and pieces lying around. And I love projects that make things from those random abandoned scraps. And you can make some lovely projects from them. You don't need much fabric for each of these.
No.
And as you can see from the inside of mine, it's fully lined, but also you can probably see inside there are a few thread ends in there because we are already using them as thread catchers.
Yes, we've always used them as thread pots, and the interesting thing is the people that have already made these have come up with so many uses. Hair products, makeup, soaps, socks,
bathroom products,
sewing, knitting, seen them used for all sorts of different purposes already. And it's just a really quick project. I mean, the first one might take you an hour, hour and a half, maybe a couple of hours if it's one of your first projects. But then once you've got the hang of it, you could be knocking them out in no time at all. Great for gifts because you can fill them with things before you give them to someone. I mean, imagine that filled with some lovely yarn for a knitter or filled with some treats, some edible treats or something like that.
You could make an Easter one and fill it with chocolates.
Oh, you put a handle on it.
Put a handle on it.
That's a good idea, yeah.
But it's the quilt as you go method. So we're actually making the fabric from scratch from the scraps, and we make a large piece of quilt as you go fabric, which you then turn into the front of the bag. So that's a technique that you can learn. If you've not come across it before, it's really good fun, isn't it?
It is, yes. We have to apologise for the occasional banging. It would appear that the people behind our studio are doing some maintenance today.
Yes. Yes, we love these. They're great. They're very versatile. Great for gifts. Great for all occasions.
And as somebody pointed out, they also make great hats.
I was going to say, this is one slightly smaller. I won't make it on my head. She's got a pin head. There you go. That's
I've got a pin head, but I've also got a bun for it to sit perfectly onto.
I'm just very good at buns, so.
Excellent.
So next up we have our lovely pleated zipper pouches, and as you can see, these are already full of stuff. You can't have a zipper pouch hanging around the house without filling it with things.
And we found a use for us very easily because our gel nails, we have a shared kit that we keep all of our stuff together and then just pass it between each other. So we keep them in these pouches.
Lovely. So yeah, they're really good. They've got these pleated pleats on the front. That's the technical term, the pleated pleats. So you can see you've got a little peak of fabric underneath. So you can play around with fabrics and have a different colour underneath or a pattern underneath, have plain on the front, that kind of thing. And they're a good size. Yeah. These are big bags, which I
they are. I think that, you know, if you were going on holiday, they'd be a really, really good size because you could fit your makeup and a few toiletries in there as well, or you could fit your book and your sun cream and your flip-flops in there to go down to the beach. Actually, flip-flops might be a bit of a squeeze.
Depends if you've got tiny feet.
But if you don't have big man feet like I do, you might be able to get away with it. But yeah, it's fully lined. If you haven't done a zip before, we show you a really easy method to put in a craft zip. So it's a great one for beginners with zips because craft zips are a little bit easier. They don't need to be perfect. They just need to be functional. So you can.
But they're not scary. You don't need to be scared of them. We'll hold your hand and take it one step at a time.
Absolutely.
And this is one of our £9.99 classes, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. So this one and the thread pot are only £9.99.
They're not expensive, they're great for gifts, so you can make one for yourself, make a practice one for yourself, and then make them for all the family for Christmas.
Perfect. So next up is our Intro to Cushions class. Now this is a brilliant one if either you've not sewn before or if you haven't ever made cushions before. And we know lots of dressmakers out there haven't even tried homewares. No. And it's really not that different. In fact, it's really, really simple. It's just straight lines, the occasional corner, but other than that, it's really simple.
No bust darts or full bust adjustments.
No adjustments at all. So in Intro to Cushions, we teach you to make 3 cushions, 3 different types. So the first one here is an envelope back cushion. So you can have your envelope going down or you can have it going from side to side. We've mismatched the fabrics there to make it clearer on camera where the envelope is. But it's literally just a hemmed back and 2 rectangles, but we talk you through how to work out exactly what size pieces you would need to cut for whatever cushion pad you're using, whatever cushion inner you're using. So once you've done your envelope, you progress to
your lap zip, and we show you a very easy way of making a really good lap. So you can see that's got a bright red zip under there, but you cannot see it once the lap is down. Yes. So it's completely invisible. So it's basically foolproof.
It is, and we've done it so it's really easy. There's a really generous lap, so you're definitely going to hide your zip no matter how neat your stitching is. Yeah. And it means that anybody can achieve really, really good results with that method. Putting it in the middle of the back of the cushion just makes it so much easier. And yeah, you'll love it. So you'll be putting lap zips in everything.
And then we move on. We take the same lap zip one. So this one has got a lap zip in the back, just like the previous one. But we show you how to add piping. So this is the same fabric used with piping cord all the way around the edge, which gives it a really professional finish. Yes. And so you kind of progress through the cushions to make the piped one at the end, because it's definitely the more complex. It's not difficult, but it's more complex than the first one. So we ease you through and build on your skills through each one.
Yes. So with all of those skills, you'll be sorted for cushions for life. And combine those with some of the patchwork skills that we're teaching in other classes, and you will have so many cushion variations. Now, alongside cushions, we also have intro to curtains, and that's the only one that we're not showing you today, and that's simply because the curtains that we have made for the class are samples. They're very small, you can't really see them, there isn't a lot to show you. It's just to show you the principles. All of my handmade curtains are actually up at windows, and I don't want to take them down and bring them into the studio and have to rehang them. But big news, I am making new curtains for my bedroom this week. So I will show you some proper pictures on social media and possibly on our next YouTube video then.
Oh, this is news to me. I'm excited as well.
Well, should I tell you the most exciting thing?
What?
I don't know, people might think I'm weird. This is cushions on a budget, people. I am making curtains. So curtains on a budget. I'm making curtains from a duvet cover. I found the most gorgeous duvet cover. It's the perfect fabric. I can't find curtain fabric, so I'm going to make curtains from a duvet cover. I need to buy two because I'm only using the front because it's a different fabric on the back. But I'm going to put them up at my bedroom and show you guys how to do it. So yeah, on a budget for next to nothing. These are cheap duvets. You can make new curtains.
Excellent. Duvets are a great source of a massive amount of fabric.
I've got so many duvet dresses. Why not have duvet curtains too?
And duvet quilt backs.
Exactly. Oh, this one is puffalicious.
This is fabric bubble wrap.
Yes.
So as you can see, this is it's a small quilt because I made a cot size quilt. So it's a little baby quilt that would be big enough for kind of like a pushchair or just as a blanket in a cot. You could also use it
as like great for a pushchair.
It would
so warm.
It's so warm. It's really warm. You could also use it as a play blanket, something like that. We've talked about possibly making them as seat covers.
Yes.
You could make little cushion like seat pads.
If you were to just make this 4x4 section here and put a back on it and put some ties on it, it would make a really, really good seat cover.
We need to
I've sat on it to make sure it's comfy, and it is.
We need to get them for the studio because these are very cold chairs.
Yes, so that's your job, to make more.
Don't say that because you know I will.
Yeah.
So this is puff quilts. So each little section is made and you have it stuffed with filling inside. So each of these makes a little puff, and then you just basically sew your puffs together into rows and then sew your rows together until it's big enough that you want a quilt.
And we love this one because we get to say stuff the puff.
Stuff the puff.
Multiple times. It's just the best phrase ever.
Overstuff the puff.
She also says that.
Yeah, I do say that as well. But again, if you've never done any quilting, anything like that, if you're frightened of doing anything like this is a nice, easy one to sort of dip your toe into because you don't need to do any kind of quilting. There's no stitch in the ditch. There's no anything like that. No fancy swirly quilts. It's all just made as you go, really, and then you put a back on it.
Yes.
So it's a really nice, simple one, and it's really heavy as well, isn't it? It's got a really good weight to it.
It's so snuggly.
Yeah.
And I want my whole house to be covered in puff quilts.
Yes, so this is a lovely one. Again, this is a $9.99 one.
Yes.
Because the principle is one of those that you just repeat. So you repeat to make it bigger. So you could make a king size puff quilt. I'd never get out of bed.
No.
You'd be like the princess and the pea underneath your giant puff quilts. But I love these. I just love these. I've got them dotted around the house. Maisie has one in her basket. You'll be very pleased to hear. She's a very spoiled dog. Yes, she is. But I love this, and this is going off as a gift. So it has to be put away
and wrapped up
and not stroked anymore. Oh, not by us.
Not by us. So finally, classes that are up available now, there are lots more in the works, so don't worry about that, is a simple skirt. So in simple skirts, we show you how to use your own body measurements? Your own body measurements to draft your own skirt. It's just rectangles, so we've got a worksheet that you can download that helps you take your measurements and do the sums that you need to work out what size panels you need to cut for the front and the back and the waistband. And then we talk you through two different methods. So you have the gathered option, like this one here,
and box pleats.
Box pleats, yes. So it's the same size panels for both, so you can get very different looks with the same bits of fabric. These skirts just use 1.5 meters of fabric, so you can get a nice full skirt for relatively little fabric. We have actually, our samples, we used thread that you could see because we wanted you to be able to see on camera, but if you used a matching thread on your hems, for instance, you wouldn't be able to see any of that stitching. Yeah, any fabric would work. So this one is made out of a peach skin, which is a very drapey polyester, and yours is made out of a Cupro, which is a kind of stiffer version, also polyester based. Oh no, Cupro's not, is it? Cupro's a bit like viscose, it's natural fibres, but it's a synthesized process.
It's good for the box pleats because it gives them some shape, and it's got pockets as well. We show you how to draft your own pocket pattern as well, so you can put pockets in everything.
We also show you our foolproof way to put in an invisible zip. So that's a really nice technique that should just leave you with the little pull showing at the top. And yes, so we think it's great if you're scared of dressmaking or you're scared of patterns, because you don't need one. But it's also great if you just want a quick make. Even as an experienced dressmaker, sometimes you just want to knock something up quickly. And if you are an experienced dressmaker, then you can do one of these in a couple of hours for sure.
Definitely.
So it's brilliant for lots of different fabrics. I'm thinking, I've made the box pleat version before in all sorts of novelty print, like canvas fabrics. So I've got a beach hut one, and I've got a flamingo one, and various other things. But then it also looks really nice in dressier fabrics as well. Viscose would give it a really nice floaty feel, and obviously play with the length. The little mini one would be super cute. A maxi one would be gorgeous in summer. So you know, play around.
I want a bordery on Glen one.
Very nice.
I want the border at the bottom. That's what I want for the summer. So there's lots of possibilities.
I've got some mustard fabric in my stash that I'm going to make a gathered mini one. Yes. So that's it. That's all the classes that are up now. Like we keep saying, we are filming new ones all the time. We're not this week because it's half term, and we've decided that the great thing about being your own boss is that you do get to make your own hours. So when the kids are off, then we get to be off and spend some time with them and have some family time. So we're not filming this week, but we're back in the studio next week, and we have got we've got some more fun quick ones coming.
Yes.
And then we've got some much more detailed things going on for the more advanced sewers as well. So lots more to come.
The other thing that we have that you may have noticed is we have a free Learn to Sew class.
Yes.
So if you're watching this because you're fans of us and you sew and you're involved in the sewing community, then fantastic. We love you, but share this with your friends who don't sew.
Yes.
And send them the link to the Learn to Sew class, and then they can start sewing. You can be their mentor, and you can get your own stitch sister. That's perfect.
Yes. So it's perfect for all of those people that are constantly saying to you, "Oh, you're so clever. I wish I could do that." Or would you just look at my trousers for me?
Can you
I need
hand
someone
my
to take them up. No more. Just say to them, look, here's a link to the Stitch Sisters website. You can do a free class, and then you'll have absolutely no excuse.
No excuse.
You can do your own sewing.
We go through everything. It's 18 parts long, so we cover everything from changing your needle to basic stitching, changing your feet, what you get with the sewing machine, how to thread it, all that stuff. So go and send that to your friends.
Right then, guys, we'll be back with another video soon. Take care.
Bye.